Hey guys, it's Wexdarn here, and for the first time in HD, finally got around to getting that webcam I've wanted to get for a while now. I just kept putting it off, but now I'm home from university for the summer. I've basically, so I said, the money's not essential for me to live on it anymore. If you get what I mean, like obviously need to be saving up for next year of uni, but I've got some spare student loan cash lying around, so thought I'd upgrade a couple of things. So yeah, it's going pretty good. So this is the second time I've kind of done the vlog update late, and a couple of reasons for that. Like first of all, the last month was pretty hectic, as you can probably expect. I sat down a couple of times trying to record this, and it never really happened, Uh, and when I decided, hey, when I get home, I'm gonna get a new webcam anyway. I thought, I'd wait a few days so it'll look prettier. Like you can now see this face in HD, and yeah, I don't have the black bars anymore really. So yeah, I mean this video is really going to be useful for testing out this camera, my mic setup, because being back at home, like I've got different. How can I put it? So there's different sort of acoustics in the room to how there is at uni, because this is a much smaller room than the uni one. So yeah, the one downside of recording back home is family and stuff are kind of a lot more awkward to work around than the roommates at uni, and the walls are a lot thinner here. So yeah, that's kind of a disappointment, but yeah. So this is the June update, even though it's a little bit into July now, but it's fine. See, June, like I was saying, very busy month for me with uni, but fortunately for you guys, I've got stuff that's recorded most of the way into August. It's just a matter of editing and uploading, which, like, the uploading bit might be a little issue, because I've complained about it in the past, but my home internet is pretty terrible when it comes to uploading stuff. It basically becomes a situation of, right, this is all recorded and edited, gotta leave the computer on overnight in order to upload it, because it really does take a ridiculous amount of hours to get anywhere with it, and I'm just uh, it is really terrible. To be honest, and it shouldn't really be that bad for me, because I'm directly above where the modem's kept, like on the floor below me, and it's just I don't know, but I'll try keeping to the upload schedule that I've been doing so far, and yeah, I'm actually really glad that Mario Party 2's over, like it's done, because that went on for a long time, and what can I say? I didn't really expect it to. Uh, the the next multi-part Let's Play sort of deal that I've got going on is another multiplayer thing that I recorded some time ago and then recorded again. But yeah, but like that's only going to be, I think, 10 parts long in comparison to how long Mario Party 2 ended up being. And then I think the way I'm scheduling it is after that co-op Let's Play, I've actually got my first full blind LP going up onto the channel. which is fully recorded anyway, so I might as well tell you. It's a blind LP of Half-Life, and that's actually been in the works for so long. Like, I recorded that months and months ago, and I haven't got around to editing it because there's a lot of points where I'm going to have to cut in terms of I'm making absolutely no progress here, so I'm just going to have to cut bits, jiggle them around, and just make it so it's like a nice, smooth, flowing video rather than, hey, I'm attempting this part for like the 15th time, and just, yeah. But that LP's been working for a while there, but it's fully done, and like all my thoughts about Half-Life are in there because I'm really surprised I never actually played that game because it got recommended to me a lot, so I'm glad I finally got around to that, and so I'm gonna have some short LP sort of things, like a couple of one parts here and there, a couple of very short LP length sort of things, but there's one thing, like, if not the co-op LP that's going up after Mario Party 2, what I'd argue is probably like my most ambitious project to go on this channel was the Pokemon trading card game Let's Play, because like all the editing that was going into that, and I've sort of come to a conclusion that, and this is gonna sound a little crazy, but I've come to a conclusion that I want to start it over again. Like, I'm not, like, the entire project is actually recorded, it's just not been edited, and I'm not happy with it. So I'm just looking at it, and I'm just, like, my editing could be better, it's kind of sloppy, and in fact the finale video for Mario Party 2, that's kind of sloppy, but I couldn't think of any other way to do it, really, so yeah, and but looking at Pokemon trading card game, I could do something better with that. Well, I don't know, like, the approach I was taking, I was liking what I was doing with it, but I don't know how to put it. There's something about it. It was just, I was never 100% happy with how the editing went on that. And I feel I want to take another swing at it, and I only uploaded 5 parts or so of that Let's Play. And I think the first run through of it that I've done was 25 to 30 parts long. I can't remember exactly. That sounds a bit high actually, but I'm just saying, like, I think I want to start that over again and make some better choices with the whole editing side of thing. So yeah, you know, so that is going to get redone after Mario Kart Wii and Half-Life, but I might swap around trading card game and Half-Life depending on how progress goes. And there's also a couple of things on my channel that I've been really neglecting doing lately. So I want to bring those back, and they unfortunately got left by the wayside, and I want to really bring those projects back, because I feel like it's been neglected, and like I should really commit to this now, because it's summertime and basically just got this channel to keep me busy for a few weeks at least. I mean, I'm gonna go see people obviously, but in like terms of my own personal space time, it's just gonna be stuff that I'm working on the channel, you know? So, yeah. So, a lot of info about what's going on the channel this month in this update. It's sort of... Yeah, hopefully I can get it all done. I've never let you guys down before, right? Oh, and one series I really want to get back to is Spyro. Like, it was the very first game I OP'd, and Spyro 2 has just really been calling my name recently, so I'm just sort of eyeing that up, and I want to get into that. And, yeah, right, I really want to get into that, and then afterwards it's my favourite game in the series, and, my favourite game overall on the PS1, to be pretty fair, Spyro 3, so... You know, I feel like, because I love all three of the series, I might as well do them in order rather than hopping from one to the other, so... Yeah. Right, so as for my, like, random American chocolate candy sweet thing that I've been doing throughout these vlogs, I actually left what I was planning on having this month, like, in my uni flat by accident, and I'm just... Like, that kind of annoyed me, like, it was... These are Laffy Taffy things, and, like... Never had Taffy before, to be honest, and, like, they're just sat in the drawer back there, and I'm just sort of, no! Because it's like the one thing that's been left in a drawer at uni are these 8 pieces of Taffy, and I'm just... I grabbed everything except for those. And... sucks. But, yeah, I do have something. And I thought, because this month was, well, last month, because I'm doing this at the start of July, was E3, I thought I'd go for the full-on gamer stereotype here. So I've got my can of the American Mountain Dew. Got myself a big bag of Cheetos, so I can get Cheeto dust everywhere. And at the same time, I've had American Mountain Dew, so I can't really do that as much, but never had Cheetos. We have something very similar here, which is something I was actually planning on using instead, because I wasn't sure if I could actually find the Cheetos, but one second. It's like the thing we have instead of Cheetos are these, which are Whatsits. Yeah, right. The audio in this is going to be a nightmare to edit, just because it's got all these crisp packet rustlings, but I know I have to thank my sister for finding these for me. But the bag's ridiculous, like... I'm assuming this isn't standard size, this is just like a jumbo pack sort of thing, but... Wow. Anyway, yeah, because I wanted to talk about E3 and stuff, I thought, why not indulge in the stereotype, so... I'm going to see if these are like as dusty as a lot of people say, like just getting Cheeto dust everywhere, so... Wow. Don't know if you can make out all that dust in the, like around the top of the bag. But, jeez. And holy. Okay, so Cheeto. What's it? Right, so I put the Cheeto down for 1 second to get out of the bag, and there's already dust on my desk. So it's like, Jesus. Right, so I'm just gonna try this now and just... That is the cheesiest thing I've ever had that isn't just straight up cheese. It's a good thing I like cheese, but... but Jesus, that is so cheesy. And the texture for that's so weird. It's like biting into cardboard, but then it gets really smooth. I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's like biting into cardboard, but it's really smooth. And this is from just holding that between these two fingers, all the dust on there. Yeah, this is the sort of thing you buy a HD webcam for, so you can do this. I have no idea if I'm going to eat all of these. I probably won't, because I'm actually trying to lose a little bit of weight right now, but... Jesus Christ. There are so many Cheetos! I'm like... here's the thing about this, like, this amazed me, because, like, on the back it's just, like, specified the serving and the amount of Cheetos, and I was laughing about that, because it's just, like, 13 Cheetos. I'm like, that's very precise and kind of low for the amount of, you know, Cheetos, because I was thinking they were, like, this size. I was thinking 13 of this, you know? Well, that is weird. Like, I've still got a really cheesy aftertaste. Like, if the stereotype's true of like all gamers eating Cheetos, I don't know how they do it. It's like, I might as well just get some regular crisps and just throw cheddar all over them and just do that. You know, it's just not cheesy. Right. So anyway, I said I wanted to talk about E3 a little bit, and I was busy around a lot of the conference time, so the only one I actually got to watch live was the Nintendo, what was it, like 40-minute long presentation thing, and then I went back and watched the Microsoft and Sony ones later, trying to avoid as many like spoilers and stuff as possible. Like, I didn't see the EA conference or the Ubisoft conference. I just saw the main three. So any comments I make will be relating mostly to what happened at the main three, and basically anything like aftermath wise that came out after the free stuff. So yeah, that's just where I'm coming from for this. And I have to say, I think Microsoft have done a brilliant recovery this year in comparison to last year, in that I think it was a very wise move for them to not mention anything about Kinect or anything about the TV services, really. I think that was really one of the wisest moves they could have done. And they showed a lot more games this year than last year. And I was very grateful for that. I feel like it was a very smart move on Microsoft's part. I think... Like, I don't think it was an amazing conference by any stretch, but it was a big improvement on last year, and they could have done a hell of a lot worse. The Sony conference, like, last year, I think if there was a winner of E3, it was definitely Sony. Like, I think they were head and shoulders above all the competition. I feel like this year, though, they were resting on the laurels a little bit. I think they were like a little bit dull sort of, in comparison to last year, I wasn't getting like as hyped or as pumped for a lot of the things for Sony's sort of thing. I don't think they knocked it out of the park like they did. And in part, they were actually, it's kind of funny really, because some of the Sony conference was basically some of the Microsoft conference from last year in terms of bringing up some television sort of orientated things, and it's kind of ironic, like kind of flip like that. But I feel like Microsoft didn't do as well as Sony did last year, but Sony wasn't as bad as Microsoft was last year. That sort of deal. And for Nintendo's presentation, I feel like this year Nintendo was through and through the best out of the big three. So like, I watched their 40-minute conference, and well, it wasn't really a conference, their 40-minute digital presentation, and I was actually really pleased with what I saw. So like, there's obviously advantages and disadvantages to doing this sort of thing, and the advantages are that you won't have like any mess ups, screw ups, flub ups during like the digital presentation, because it was basically just a video that was, you know, set to play for 40 minutes or so, and just sit back and watch that, rather than like a full press conference thing where you know, like, people mess up on stage, and you know, it's a pretty common thing at E3 in particular. And in fact, some of my favourite moments from E3's gone by where people like really bomb on stage, and like this year my absolute favourite moment goes to the Sony conference where this happened.
It will do so first, bigger, and better than on any other platform. Hulk smash is right.
And I really did enjoy the Nintendo presentation though, because one of my biggest criticisms about E3 will always be in proportion of just how much there is pre-rendered like trailer stuff, or just like how much of it isn't like using in-game stuff, you know, so it's not like an accurate representation of what's going on in the game. But Nintendo's conference like tended to show more straight up gameplay, and I feel like it's a lot easier to get hyped up for gameplay rather than something that won't like actually appear in the game anyway. Say like, watching a lot of Nintendo's stuff is just sort of like, it's not a fancy presentation trailer, yeah, but that's going to be what I can actually do, and it looks cool, and I want to take part in that. You know, like, you might see something awesome on the screen, but would you be able to physically play that is the question. It's just sort of... And Nintendo also made like the incredibly smart decision of having basically a 3-day hype stream, which was just 3 days of outright gameplay, and I've only seen bits and bobs from that, but I was generally like very impressed with what I was seeing, and it's just so awesome just to have that much of the game on display. You know, it's just like, I will always value more gameplay being shown off at E3 rather than more trailers, because like I said, if it's gameplay, I know exactly what I'm doing, like, in the game, you know? It's just... it's cool actually getting to see it, you know? And, so, like, out of the big three, really, I'm thinking, like, it was Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony this year, but Sony wasn't bad. So, don't hate on me for that, please, because I like Sony as much as the next guy, but it's just this year I feel like it was lackluster, really. In terms of the actual games that I'm actually really hyped for, though, well, actually, game reactions in general, see some big ones that I remember seeing. I'm really looking forward to Arkham Knight, because I know it wasn't announced at E3, but we saw some gameplay stuff from that, and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a really good game and a return to the more Arkham City sort of gameplay rather than Arkham Origins sort of thing. There was something about Origins that was just sort of meh, and you sort of knew it was like a stopgap for this, if you know what I mean. Like Arkham Knight just looks like it has there's a lot more grandeur about it, I guess, and I'm really pumped. I'm really looking forward to it because I love Arkham City to death. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. The one thing that's kind of off-putting about that is the sheer amount of weaponry that's on the back of the Batmobile. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, Bruce, there's a cannon on there with some missiles, and it's... Batman doesn't use guns, but he sure is packing heat, you know? I'm happy to see another Tomb Raider game come out, because I did enjoy the most recent one, but the title of Rise of the Tomb Raider the title doesn't really sound like it fit this game, because wasn't the whole rise of Lara as a Tomb Raider sort of Tomb Raider, you know? That last game. And just see, another game I'm actually really looking forward to was Evolve, which basically is a full multiplayer sort of thing where it's a team of 4 people versus one other person, where it's just 4 people shooting at trying to take down this monster, and the more the monster can survive and take down opponents and stuff, it will grow and transform and turn into bigger monster, basically. And it's just it looks like it'd be a really fun sort of game to play, and I just want to see more of it in a sense, and I think that's a good thing. That I want to see what else can they do with this, because it's got me really intrigued, and I'm just wondering if there's going to be I'm just wondering if there's going to be any more classes added, any more monsters, any big locations, because it looks like a game I actually would be really interested in playing with friends and just getting into it and just having a lot of fun with it, and just I'm just really looking forward to it, and I really want to see a lot more of what's on there, because from what I saw, it looks like it's going to be a good experience, and it's just I can't talk about it a lot because there's not a lot to show at the moment. It's just 4 people going up against a monster. The monster gets bigger and then can turn around and start attacking them rather than them all chasing it down because it's weak at the start. And it's just... I want more. That's basically it. I want to see more. I want to see a lot more of it. And I think that's a good reaction to come away from it with, I'll say when I saw the Assassin's Creed Unity gameplay, I was pretty surprised because, it's set in the Revolutionary France era, and it's just sort of... I was so shocked because there was a massive crowd of people, and there were women in the crowd. And I was really surprised because, it's so hard to do women models and animations in your games, Ubisoft, I'm really impressed with you because, I thought this might have been a bit too challenging for you, but apparently you pulled it off, and it's just... wow, you can put women in your games. Wow. So, well done, Ubisoft. Last year, I feel like out of the big three, Microsoft did the worst in terms of their conference. But one of the things I was actually really looking forward to out of that conference was Project Spark, which looked like a really interesting world game creation tool. Like, it kind of feels bad to say that I'm still really looking forward to it in a way, because of what happened at the end of the Project Spark video. Like, it kind of puts, like, a dampener on the whole thing, because, like, it looks like it's going to be a really fun creation tool, and a fun game to play around with, like, basically a sandbox creation tool in sort of the same light as, like, I'd say Gary's mod, but at the same time, it's hard to describe that as, like, a game creation tool. But it's sort of like a 3D Little Big Planet sort of creation. But, yeah, it still looks like it's going to be fun. But having that thing with Conquer at the end of it just puts the whole sort of like bad taste in my mouth about the game, and it's just I feel like that was that the whole joke about Conquer being in that was done in pretty pretty poor taste, and like the fan outcry from that is pretty large. Like I've never played Conquer's Bad Fur Day, so I can't say I'm particularly annoyed by the joke, but it's just sort of now if I say, oh, like Project Spark, it's going to be associated with Conquer, It's just... I don't know. It kind of makes it feel bad to say that, but yeah. Speaking of creation games, Little Big Planet 3, that looks like it's going to be like another solid game. Like, I like the Little Big Planet series a lot. I've played like the 2 games for the PS3, and I've not delved into the Little Big Cat racing thing, because I couldn't believe that was a thing, but I didn't delve into that or any other side series that Sackboy might have appeared in. But like Little Big Planet 3 looks good, but my main sort of thing about it is you've got a platformer game now where one of your characters can fly, and I feel like that's sort of taken a lot of the challenge out of the platforming. Because like you can fly and go back, pick up any partners that you got in the game, and fly, yourself through the level. So that's going to remove like a lot of platforming challenges. It looks like. So I don't know, they're going to have to find some way of keeping like the flight stuff under control. But yeah, platforming plus flying character kind of breaks the game. So out of the Nintendo conference, there's a lot I was really looking forward to, but unfortunately most of it all has a 2015 release, and that sucks, really. See, some of the ones in particular I really, really want to get, Smash Bros, obviously, which isn't 2015, but considering Brawl's pushbacks, there's a good chance it's going to get delayed again. Like, I know it's been released in October now, but like its predecessor Brawl, when that was being released, like that was pushed back and back and back and back. And like, as far as I know, this is the one update to like the release date that's gone from summer to now October, and it's just but yeah, hopefully that won't get pushed back again, but it's always a chance. There's also the Legend of Zelda Wii U that I'm really looking forward to. That looks like it's going to be basically the Legend of Zelda Elder Scrolls, which I have absolutely no qualms with whatsoever. Like, one of my favourite games of all time is Oblivion, so I have absolutely no problem if Zelda goes down that approach, really. I would have preferred an art style further removed from Skyward Sword's art style, but can't win them all, I guess. So I'm actually really looking forward to the release of Bayonetta 2 now for the Wii U, which I think is going to be like a really good, fun exclusive for the console. And I can't believe they're actually giving away Bayonetta 1 with the game. I think that's an incredibly smart move on Nintendo or Platinum's part or whoever decided that, because like some people might not have picked it up on the 360 and now they can get both in one package. And that's like a standard edition of the game. It's not like pre-order this game and get the previous one for free. Like, I think that's really, really smart, and like the Nintendo themed costume for it are looking really nice. Hyrule Warriors is actually a game I'm really looking forward to, and I've not touched the Dynasty Warriors series at all, really. But it looks like there's a lot of insane fun to have to this game, you know? And I love Midna from Twilight Princess, and the fact that she's one of the playable characters in this game made me squee just a little bit when I saw her being announced. And oh my god, is the moon terrifying in this game. And I can't believe it's basically used as a summon sort of attack from what I've seen. Like, they just sort of dragged the moon down and just crushed things with it, and it's just... Oh, it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. What can I say more than that? See, one final game that I want to talk about, like, because, like, this is running a bit long, really, is the Mario Maker thing, which I don't really sort of get. I don't see why people are getting hyped about this sort of thing. Like, this is something that should come as a side edition in, like, this, basically. This should have just been, like, a level editor mode in this, and that would have been it, but apparently people want to just make levels for Mario Maker and, like, just get a ROM hack pack. Like, if you really want to make Mario levels, you can just make a ROM hack sort of thing. Like, plenty of people have done it before. Plenty of people will still do it once Mario Maker's out. I'm just throwing that out there. There's not more I can really say about that. Other than the fact that it's something that doesn't really appeal to me in the slightest, so... But anyway, that's all I really want to talk about, like, E3. Those were, like, the first lot of games that came to mind. And, I could go on for hours and hours, but, like, this update's running a bit long as it is. I'm saying that looking at the raw time, I don't know what I'm going to edit this down to, but, like, at the moment, it's in, like, the 50 to an hour mark, so this is running long as it is, but, yeah, the co-op Let's Play will start being uploaded, I think, the 12th July, maybe? Like, editing permitting, I guess. 12th for... I think they're scheduled for the 12th, but it depends if I'm putting up a little filler thing, because, like, when I decide to put on filler videos, I basically just shuffle everything along a bit, so, like... It's either going to be the 12th or the 14th, depending on if there's another video in between, which I might do, might not. But, yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that. I know me and my friend who've worked on that for a while, who've worked on it twice for a while, I'm sure he's looking forward to seeing this finally get uploaded as much as I am. So, yeah. And I hope you guys enjoy it. But just want to say now, thank you guys for watching this, watching me ramble on for a bit. I'm probably going to mess around with this setup a little bit more, like, so I've got like a firm recording sort of thing whilst I'm home for a bit, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you around, and have a nice day.